So hello again, it's Dave Burt, and today I'm going to be talking to you about inversions and slash chords. Well, let's get right to it. Here's my trusty C chord. This would be considered root position. Why? Because the root of the chord, or sometimes referred to as the tonic, is the lowest note you hear. 1, 3, 5, taken out of the C scale, played together makes my C chord, so that would be root position. If I were to take the C and put it up here, now the numbers become 3, 5, 1 out of the scale. This would be considered a first inversion for one reason and one reason only. The third is the lowest note you hear. Take the third and throw it up over top to the next octave. This would be a second inversion based on 5, 1, 3 of the C chord. Second inversion, one reason only. The fifth, being the G, is the lowest note you hear. Throw the G over top, of course I'm back to root position, C's at the bottom. Same principle works with 4-note chords. Here's my C chord. I'm going to add a seventh. Now if you're not sure where to find sixths and sevenths, please check one of my earlier videos and that will and get up to speed where to find them. But we know that a seventh is found a whole tone below the root, so there it is. There's my C7 chord, root position, because C is the lowest note you hear. First inversion, 3, 5, 1. The seventh still located a whole tone below the root, and that would constitute a first inversion because E is the lowest note you hear. Throw the E over top to the next octave. 5, 1, 3. Second inversion. The seventh will still be located a whole tone below the root. C7 chord, second inversion. Throw the G over top. There's my C chord. The seventh will be a whole tone below the root. This is now considered a third inversion. So a third inversion is any note other than 1, 3, 5 at the bottom position or the lowest note you hear. Even if I put in a 6, well, a 6 is found a whole tone above the fifth. That would be still a C chord in third inversion because the 6 is at the bottom. But wait a minute, that looks like an A minor 7. Well, we've just discovered something of the keyboard, that an A minor 7 in root position is the same as a C6 chord in third inversion. I know it can get confusing, but you'll get used to it. That's not a problem. A lot of organists will play a C chord in a second inversion, 5, 1, 3. But more than likely they'll put their foot on the C pedal or C bass. As soon as they do that, this is no longer second inversion because C now becomes the lowest note you hear, so you're hearing the C chord in root position. They might most likely go to an F chord in first inversion, 3, 5, 1. But if they put their foot on the F bass pedal, you're hearing that in root position. C chord back in root position, C's the lowest note you hear. Or you have an F chord isolated in second inversion, 5, 1, 3. Put an F in the bass, it's root. Put an E flat in the bass, third inversion. Anything other than the triad is considered a third inversion. So publishers have come along with what we call slash chords. Now, a lot of piano arrangements, the full piano arrangement, of course, have all the bass work done in the bass clef. But if you're just working with a lead sheet, the only way they can indicate what a good bass note would be to use a slash chord. So they'll put a letter after a diagonal slash, and in that way, that tells you the inversion of the chord. And that's done to create smoothment of movements. For example, there's a song called When a Man Loves a Woman. I think it came out in the late 60s. Here it is. I'm going to play everything in root position. Root, G chord, to my A minor, to my E minor chord, root position, F, to G, C, and G. Now, I have half-decent arranger would say, you know, I think we can do better than that. We can probably use slash chords. So I could say a C chord and then a G chord slash B, meaning that that would put the G chord into a first inversion, to an A minor chord root position, to an E minor chord, G at the bass, that'd be a first inversion of E minor, and then to the root position. So we have a nice step down with the bass. Here it is with all the harmony in, and you can hear the difference from the way I first played it. So you kind of get the idea of how slash chords work. Publishers also play neat little tricks on you. They get you to play chords where they won't tell you what the chord really is. And there's a reason for that. It's a marketing consideration. If they were to say, I want you to play an F11, you say, oh my God, I don't know what an F11 is. I'm not going to buy the sheet music. That doesn't do good for sales. So they downplay it by using slash chords to get you to play the chord without you actually knowing what you're playing. Let me give you an example. There's a song called, oh, again, a number of years ago, Just You and Me. Starts off in F. Now normally we'll go to F7 here. There's my 7. To B flat. And back to F again. This time, I'm going to do what the publisher might say, let's go to the F chord. This time E flat over F. Well, that's interesting. E flat, let's see. Oh, there it is. E flat, yeah, E flat, G, B flat. That's my melody. Okay. Well, it's not really an E flat chord over an F. It's based on an F chord of sorts. So let's see if we can discover what it is. Well, the E flat's the 7 of F, the G is the 9, and the B flat is the 4th, or in this case more than likely the 11th because of the presence of the 7 and 9. So instead of saying an F11, they're going to just say an E flat slash F. They get you to play the chord. They don't freak you out, and it's an easy play. Slash chords can also be used to create a really nice feeling. In this same song, when we go into the bridge of the release, B flat. Now I'm going to keep the B flat here and go to the C chord. That'll put the C chord into a third inversion. Creates an interesting sound. The 7th of C will fall half a tone to the root of the A minor chord. So on and so forth. If you see a slash chord, look at the chord before it, look at the chord after it. It should make perfect sense. I'm on a C chord, going through a G chord with slash B. Why? Because the B's on its way down to the root of the A minor chord. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later about other chords. Bye now.